fascinating. And if you think about, how much AI has evolved so quickly, I mean, are there any breakthroughs or emerging trends you're aware of that really get you excited about, the opening up those innovation possibilities for humans? Anything that you see sort of on the horizon?
Yeah, I mean, there's some fabulous and really interesting things that are happening out there. One area that's become sort of hot in some of the worlds I work in are, and again, it's controversial, but like synthetic humans. So
Mm,
there are now actually Google makes one called Google Stacks, Stax, I think it's spelled, and there you can, if you have a product you want to test, you can say, okay, I want to test it with like an engineer who's age 60, and I want to test it with a Gen Zer of this. And so, LLMs are great at creating, how would a person who was a Gen Z who never, how would they interpret this product? So,
mm,
and you can't trust it again, but it'll probably do a pretty good job of giving some initial feedback. So I think kind of rapid prototyping, rapid iteration with synthetic humans or synthetic
mm.
agents, they're sometimes called. That's an area that I think will be interesting from an innovation perspective. How would this group of people, what would they need from this product? So that's an interesting area that's just starting to build up. There are, let's see, what are some of the other interesting areas that I've bumped into? There's kind of more powerful, specialized tools. There's some wonderful things that help people write better or make better websites. And I have a lot of students who go off in UI UX world, and Figma has been the ruling king for all UI UX design recent for the last I don't know, for 5 or 6 years at least. And now there's AI stuff that's kind of stepping in there. So I think that's another kind of the more specialized AI agents that can do things like that. Same with software coding. A lot of developers,
Mm.
people now can do vibe coding as they call it, or no code development, and that works pretty well. But if you're a real programmer, kind of like a pilot who knows that metaphor is going to fall apart, but they can actually program much better, much faster, much more effectively by using these specialized AI coding co-pilot tools. There's one called
Mhm.
Copilot, actually, of course, and that those again are examples of kind of deep vertical expertise built into an AI system. Same if you go to the other end of the spectrum, like in the world of engineering, there's lots of new materials being designed by AIs, and it's not really ChatGPT or Claude that's doing it. It's models that have been trained on lots of materials data engineering, finding new medicines, new proteins. I mean, there's these kind of deep vertical expertise AI. We're going to see a lot more of that. I also am excited to see, I don't know when it'll happen, but I've been working for a while on coming up with better user interfaces. I mean, right now
Mhm.
it's all text. It's almost like back in the 90s or whatever. And, it was all, or earlier, like when I first was using computers, it was all command lines and you just had to type, run program. And now there's GUIs, there's graphical user interfaces, mouse and windows and stuff. And it's funny because the world of generative AI, at least in the LLM world, has gone way back to this pure text input. And I think there'll be interesting opportunities and new developments as you start to get graphical user interfaces wrapped around some of these things. So I think that's another direction that'll be fascinating to look at. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's a few others I've forgotten, but those are some that come to mind.